Lucas Harper always had a dream: to run freely, without limitations. But when life threw an unexpected challenge his way, he had to redefine the meaning of overcoming obstacles. This is the story of a young man who turned adversity into fuel for his determination, facing physical and emotional barriers with unmatched courage. His journey will inspire you to see that true limits are those we create for ourselves. Discover how Lucas became a symbol of resilience and hope, proving that with heart and persistence, any obstacle can be overcome. Prepare for a story that will touch your heart and renew your belief in the strength of the human spirit. Lucas Harper was born and raised in Kansas City, a city rich in history and culture. From a young age, he was a curious and energetic child, always exploring his surroundings with contagious enthusiasm. His parents, James and Mary, always encouraged him to pursue his dreams, no matter what they were. They believed that with dedication, Lucas could achieve any goal. Every afternoon, Lucas went to the local park with his friends. It was a lush and welcoming space where children ran freely, laughed, and competed with each other. Lucas was always the fastest, his legs moving as if they had a life of their own, and his smile widened with each victory. For him, running was more than a sport. It was an expression of freedom and joy. At school, Lucas continued to excel in athletic competitions, quickly becoming the pride of his class. His teachers praised not only his athletic ability but also his talent for encouraging and inspiring his peers. There was something about Lucas that attracted people, a natural magnetism that made everything seem possible. But life has its own plans. On a fateful day, a car accident changed the course of Lucas's life forever. He lost one of his legs, an overwhelming experience that would test his inner strength. In the early days, the hospital became his world. He looked out the window, missing the wind on his face and the thrill of running. But even amidst the pain, there was a flame of hope that refused to go out. His parents were always by his side, offering unconditional love and support. Over time, Lucas received a prosthetic leg. It was an impressive piece of technology that promised to restore a sense of normalcy. Initially, he struggled to accept his new reality, but the determination that had always guided him re-emerged. Lucas began rehabilitation, facing each exercise with admirable stubbornness. The community supported him, and his friends remained by his side, encouraging him every step of the way. Soon he was back in the park, feeling the ground beneath his feet, even if in a new way. Lucas knew his life would never be the same, but he was determined to make it something extraordinary. Lucas believed that physical recovery would be the only challenge, but soon realized that the path to overcoming was far more complex. In the days following the accident, he battled feelings of loss and helplessness, questioning whether he could return to his passion for running. Mornings were tough, each movement a reminder of the days when he ran without thought, without effort. If you're enjoying our journey, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss out on more stories narrated right here on our channel. The hospital and rehabilitation became his new training ground. The solid, cold halls were now the setting for his internal battles. With the newly acquired prosthetic, Lucas strove to find a new balance, dealing with constant pain and adjustments. The determination to face each challenge was overshadowed by moments of discouragement and loneliness. He felt the pressure of expectations, not just from others but also from himself. Lucas wanted to be seen as the same energetic boy he once was, but he knew that transformation was inevitable. The pity in some people's eyes deeply bothered him, but he used it as fuel for his growing determination. For months, Lucas worked tirelessly, assisted by physical therapists who admired his resilience. Despite the support, he knew that true change depended on his own choices and attitudes. Seeking inspiration, Lucas immersed himself in stories of other athletes who had overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges, using these narratives as guides and motivation. Meeting the group of Paralympic runners was a turning point. Watching those athletes train with such dedication and joy, Lucas saw a new perspective. He approached them timidly and was greeted with encouraging words. For them, running was more than a sport. It was a celebration of life and capacities they possessed. Joining this group brought new energy to Lucas. Training sessions, initially marked by pain and adaptations, began to become moments of self-discovery and strengthening. Gradually, he adjusted to the prosthetic, and those first hesitant steps turned into determined runs. With this group, Lucas found not only friends but a new family and a mission. Inspired by their stories and achievements, he decided he would train for the Paralympic competitions. This goal was no longer just a distant dream. It was now a path drawn step by step, with each run and every drop of sweat solidifying his commitment. After deciding to compete, Lucas embraced his new routine with vigor and discipline. He organized his days around a demanding training plan, involving morning runs, strength exercises, and technical improvement sessions. Each day began early before sunrise, with Lucas running through the quiet streets of Kansas City, feeling the ground beneath his feet and the promise of a new beginning. Learning to run with the prosthetic was a journey of patience. Initially, every step was a test of balance and determination. The first weeks were marked by slips and moments of pure frustration, but Lucas persisted. He relied on constant support and encouragement from his Paralympic companions, who shared techniques and offered valuable advice. Together they became a team, a true support family. Discipline and a desire to improve became his mottos. Lucas integrated specific conditioning workouts, adapting to the rhythm of the prosthetic, and applied mental visualization techniques to enhance his performance. He developed breathing and meditation exercises that helped him maintain focus and clarity amid adversity. Nutritional aspects also underwent transformations. He dedicated significant time to studying sports nutrition and working with specific diets that supported his body during rigorous physical activities. Each meal was planned to maximize his energy and endurance, reflecting his dedication and commitment to the sport. Lucas started competing in local races, using each one as a lesson for improvement. Over time, he adapted his running strategies and sought inspiration from more experienced athletes around him. Each competition was a testing ground, where mistakes turned into learning opportunities and success was a deeper step in his journey of self-discovery. Externally, Lucas noticed a significant change in how he was perceived. What began as recognition within his close circle soon spread through the sports scene. His name became associated not only with perseverance but also with overcoming and an indomitable spirit. People were inspired by his story, and he became a living example that limits can be surpassed. At home, support was steadfast and constant. His parents were his most faithful cheering squad, attending every competition and training session with enthusiasm and pride. They were present not just in victories but also on tough days, strengthening the foundation of love and encouragement on which Lucas built his determination. However, despite all his achievements, Lucas knew his true goal, to compete internationally, was still ahead. But with each new race, he came closer to his dream, propelled by an inexhaustible passion and a firm conviction that he was on the right path to achieving this goal. When the starting gun echoed in the crowded stadium, Lucas felt every fiber of his being mobilized towards a singular goal: to cross the finish line. The crowd's voices formed a distant backdrop as he focused all his attention on each step, each rhythmic breath. The race got off to a good start. Lucas applied everything he had learned, balancing power and precision with the prosthetic. He moved with a fluidity that reflected his months of intensive preparation. But midway through, a familiar twinge of pain radiated from the prosthetic. The sensation was like a shadow from the past, threatening to stop him. Despite the pain, Lucas recalled the encouraging words of his peers and the countless stories of overcoming challenges that had inspired him. He decided not to let this obstacle define him. With fierce determination, he pushed his limits, turning each breath during the race into newfound strength. Tension increased as Lucas approached the final turn. The crowd, realizing the additional challenge he faced, rose in a chorus of support. The spectators' voices merged into a symphony of encouragement, helping Lucas find a renewed and vigorous rhythm. The last stretch lay ahead, and each step became a declaration, a symbol of his resilience. With the crowd cheering him on, Lucas pressed forward, summoning all his remaining energy. When he finally crossed the finish line, the explosion of applause from the crowd was an echo of his own internal victory. The euphoria of the moment brought tears to his eyes. He had done it, not only crossed the line but conquered his own doubts and fears. The stadium was filled with palpable emotion, celebrating not just an athlete but the unbeatable human spirit he embodied. After the race, Lucas was met with warm hugs from his team. Each of his companions understood the profound significance of that victory, both for him and for the Paralympic community. In the stands, his parents waved emotionally, the tears in their eyes reflecting years of support and unconditional love. As the award ceremony began, Lucas reflected on his journey, the accident, the challenges, the doubts, and above all, the determination that had driven him every step of the way. As he stepped onto the podium and received the medal, he felt the symbolic weight of the achievement. It was not just a personal victory but a collective triumph for all who had believed in and supported him. Lucas's story caught the attention of reporters and cameras eager to share his incredible tale. The interviews focused not just on the race itself, but on the values of resilience and overcoming adversity that his experience embodied. In his words, Lucas emphasized the importance of the support he received and the strength he found through his trials, inspiring many to reevaluate their own challenges. Beyond the recognition and instant fame, Lucas saw his victory as a call to a greater purpose. He began participating in motivational talks, sharing his experiences with young people and aspiring athletes, encouraging them never to give up on their dreams and to see beyond their apparent limitations. With international competitions on the horizon, Lucas knew the hard work was just beginning. The motivation forged in that race fueled his renewed determination to train and compete even harder. He was determined not only to push his body to the limit but to inspire others to find their own strength. On the night of celebration, Lucas was surrounded by those he loved most. Friends and family gathered at his home, reminiscing about every moment, from the first hesitant steps to the championship victory. With humility and gratitude, Lucas understood that his journey was a story in progress. Despite the challenges, there were always new goals to achieve. He looked to the future with confidence, knowing that true limits weren't in his circumstances but in the stories we choose to tell ourselves. Lucas became a symbol of hope and inspiration, living and running for those who believe the impossible is just a temporary illusion. Lucas Harper's story is a living testament to the indomitable strength of the human spirit. The journey that began with a tragic accident evolved into a path of self-discovery and triumph that transcended physical and emotional barriers. For Lucas, every challenge overcome became a step toward personal growth and inspiring others. Lucas achieved something more valuable than medals and trophies. He found his purpose. By sharing his story in motivational talks and community events, he became a beacon of hope for many facing their own battles. His message was clear: adversity doesn't define us, it's how we choose to face it. As he prepared for international competitions, Lucas continued to dedicate himself with vigor, training tirelessly. He sought not just personal victory but to show that true achievement lies in the journey and the lessons learned. With each new race, he carried the stories and dreams of all who inspired him, a race that went beyond the physical, reaching the heart. On and off the track, Lucas found joy in helping other athletes overcome their difficulties. He began volunteering in sports inclusion programs, wanting to give back the support that had helped him so much. Connecting with these athletes strengthened his own spirit, reinforcing the belief that the collective surpasses the individual. Lucas also became a beloved figure in the media, symbolizing perseverance and transformation. Documentaries and articles explored his inspiring story, bringing his message to an even wider audience. His determination and humility resonated deeply, showing that people can achieve the unimaginable with courage and community support. The pride and love of his family continued to be a foundation for Lucas. Every night, he reflected on the road traveled, grateful for those who were with him at every step. The memories of his past served as a constant reminder of what he had overcome and the potential he still possessed. Ultimately, Lucas learned that life is a continuous race, full of obstacles and moments of triumph. He chose to honor every aspect of his journey, inspiring those around him to live with passion and face their own fears. His life was not just a story of recovery, but an invitation for everyone to find within themselves the strength to turn challenges into opportunities. Lucas's story doesn't end here. It continues in every step, every race, and every individual he touches with his message. He became more than a victorious athlete. He became a symbol of courage and the belief that, despite tough times, there is always a way forward as long as you keep running. If this journey resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to explore more narrated stories on our channel. And remember, share this video with anyone who loves discovering powerful, unexpected stories. Thank you for being here with us on this journey. Your presence and support mean the world, and it's what inspires us to keep sharing these stories. We're grateful to have you as part of our community. If this story touched you, let us know in the comments. Your voice makes all the difference. Let's keep exploring these journeys together. If this journey resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to explore more narrated stories on our channel. And remember, share this video with anyone who loves discovering powerful, unexpected stories.